In this video, I'm going to be answering 10 questions about visiting Walt Disney World that people always ask me. So the first thing that everybody always asks me is, when is the best time to visit Walt Disney World for those lower crowd levels? Well, things are still a little bit all over the place at the moment, but generally speaking, in my experience, the crowds do tend to be lower in early January and early September. But this is Disney in 2023, and I don't think that low crowds are really a thing anymore. That being said, I would still try and look at times, obviously avoiding school holidays, to give you the best chance of getting those lower crowd levels. Can I still use the Disney transportation even if I'm not staying at a Disney hotel? Well, the short answer here is yes, you can. So even if you're not staying in a Disney resort, for example, you might want to stay in a villa, or perhaps you prefer to stay on International Drive, and you just happen to be visiting Walt Disney World, you can still take advantage of their transportation that's laid on for you, which includes Skyliners, buses, monorails, and boats. You can use the transport to hop between parks, or even just visit Disney Springs. But yep, you're totally fine to use it. Can you still hug the characters post-pandemic? Now, it's a good question because this one did go away for a while, but I'm very pleased to tell you that hugging is back in full effect. You can totally now go up normally for your meet and greets, get your autograph books signed. Things are basically back to normal now, so yes, you can absolutely hug those characters. Can I take my own food and drink into the theme parks? Well, I'm very happy to say that although Disney do offer a wide range of food and beverage options themselves, at a cost of course, they are quite happy for you to bring in your own food and drink. They will, however, ask that you don't bring alcohol into the parks or anything in a glass bottle or container, but everything else, however, such as snacks for the kiddos, soft drinks, you're completely fine to bring those in. And in fact, I would recommend that you do take some snacks or perhaps like a bottle of water or something similar with you, because that's going to save you some time and money down the road. Do I need a magic band? Well, the short answer here is no. Magic bands are completely optional, but I find them to be very convenient. Just super easy to put it on first thing in the morning and then just not worry about it for the rest of the day. They're waterproof too, so don't worry if you go into like water parks or water rides, they're going to be completely fine. Plus, they do actually enable some extra cool things around the park, for example, such as interactive features on certain attractions and things of that nature. But do you need one? No, you don't. What is Genie Plus? Okay then, so Genie Plus is a whole deal in of itself, but really quickly, I'll just give you an outline. Genie Plus is designed to help you skip the lines. Now, it's completely optional, and it is available, of course, at a variable extra cost these days, which depends on factors such as crowd levels, etc. Costs are going to start at $15 per person per day, and can top out at, well, I don't think anybody really knows at this point. It varies, let's just say that. Incidentally, if you do want to learn more about Genie Plus, I do have a complete guide on this channel. I'll link it in the description down below this video. Okay then, this one, I hate this one. How does the theme park reservation system and park hopping work? Well, these days, you must book your days to Walt Disney World in advance of your visit, even if you're staying at a Disney hotel. So don't think you can get away with it by staying at a Disney hotel. You will still have to book days, unfortunately. So to give you an example, let's take September here, and you want to go to Magic Kingdom. You would come here on the My Disney Experience app, look at the park reservation calendar to make sure that Magic Kingdom was available. And as you can see here, the calendar is all green, so you could literally pick any day and you'd be all good. Important to note here is that you will have to have your ticket linked to the My Disney Experience app in order to make park reservations, so you will need to get those tickets in advance to give you the very best chance to make sure you get your reservations that you want on the days that you prefer. Now, something new that's coming up this year is, as of April 2023, you no longer need to make park reservations if you plan to visit the parks after 2 p.m. and are an annual pass holder. This new rule, however, does still come with a caveat that you cannot visit the Magic Kingdom at the weekends without a reservation, regardless of your ticket status or arrival time. So with all that being said, I don't think that things have really changed that much for most people. Regarding park hopping, you are able to hop to a park different to the one you have on your reservation, so long as it's after 2 p.m. But it is important that you will need to have tapped in at your original park. So if you pick Hollywood Studios for your reservation but would like to go to Magic Kingdom in the afternoon, you will actually have to tap in through the touch points at Hollywood Studios, even if you literally tap in and then leave before you'll be able to hop to Magic Kingdom. And that's how things stand as of this moment in time, but things are changing very quickly still at the moment, and things get tweaked from time to time, so I would still highly recommend that you check Disney's own website before you travel. Now, before we continue on with our tips, I just want to thank you for watching this video so far and ask that if you are enjoying it, please consider hitting the thumbs up button, as it can help the video be discovered by more people just like you. Thanks. What perks are available if I stay at a Disney hotel? So, in the past, if you stayed at a Disney hotel, you certainly did get a range of perks. Extra Magic Hours was probably the main one that people used to go for. That's where you would get to go into certain parks on certain days, early or stay late. But Extra Magic Hours has gone. It's completely disappeared. What they have now instead is that if you stay at a Disney resort, you can enter the parks 30 minutes early in the morning, which is probably enough time for you to get 1, maybe 2 rides under your belt before the non-resort guests descend on the parks. But if you're a bit fancy and you stay in a Disney Deluxe resort, you will have the opportunity to visit the parks after hours in the evenings on select nights during the week. Now, obviously, you're paying a premium to stay in the Deluxe resorts, but this can be a great way to get a ton of stuff done in a really short period of time, because having been to one of these events, there's not very many people there. Like, the Magic Kingdom is basically empty. How far in advance can I book experiences? So, by experiences, we're talking about things like building a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge, or perhaps like a character dining experience at, say, Crystal Palace at the Magic Kingdom. These experiences you can book up to 60 days in advance of your visit. Just be warned though, they do fill up really quickly, so you definitely want to be Johnny on the spot to try and make that droid or whatever at Galaxy's Edge, because they book up really fast. Do Disney still accept cash? Yes, in a word, they do. Although I will say that they are heavily leaning towards mobile ordering for food and electronic payment for goods lately. I don't think they're going to refuse a good old-fashioned dollar bill anytime soon. And now that we're done here, you might want to check out this video next, where I'm going to show you how to beat the heat at Walt Disney World. Thanks for watching.